Were we as shocked as Solo Sikoa's expression here when Smackdown delivered the worst rating of 2024? Maybe not so much, but before we even get into SmackDown flopping in the ratings, which was to be expected, I guess it was a pre-taped show in Saudi Arabia, we have a couple of jobbers to address in our NXT review. Some guy at user LB2, whatever you want to call this guy, I'm not too sure. Alright, folks. Surprising again, you don't like WWE in their program. Yeah, I guess they don't know what they're doing. Everything is bad, and you know how to run a show and manage TV time. End of comment, right? So basically, if you're not in WWE or in AEW, you can't criticize it. I can't criticize a TV show. How fucking ridiculous of a comment's that, by the way? So because we're not a part of the show, we can't criticize it. If you're a WWE fanboy like this guy is, I bet you criticize AEW all the time, but by your own logic, you can't because you don't know how to run a show and manage TV time. Fucking retard of the highest order. Alright? And it goes vice versa. AEW sucks, WWE sucks, but because recently we said AEW put on a good pay-per-view, people have spat the dummy. And as for Daniel Guerrero, Fog is still a jobber wrestling. Doesn't even make any sense. If you're going to come fire at the king, you bet not miss, big man. Alright? As Omar Little used to say, but you guys are little. Fog Wrestling is big, and you are a bunch of diddy men who we have just rinsed. But anyway, let's go into the numbers that matter about the taped Saudi show. And we have got SmackDown had an audience of 2.147 million and did a 0.56 rating among 18 to 49 year olds. Now, both are down from the week before. The overall viewership number isn't far off what WWE did the previous Friday, a less than 2% drop off. The week-to-week ratings drop was a little steeper, 5%. You have to go back to last December to find a lower number for the show in that particular metric. So, worst rating this year in that particular metric. So there you go. Boom. SmackDown not delivering quite so much. Now you may be wondering or behind or tuning in to find out why. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. Apparently the Dallas Minnesota basketball game, which was on TNT, that did 6.14 million views and did a 1.99 in the demographic. That's something that Jericho would be proud of, but too bad Chris Jericho's doing Diddy numbers in the Diddy League. New York and Florida drew 12.12 and did a 0.66 rating for ESPN. So they were facing competition, but at the end of the day, as we've touched upon, competition should not matter. Alright? Competition should not matter at the end of the day. You want to know why it should not matter? Because you should be putting out the best show that you can be putting out, and therefore people should be picking wrestling over the sports. At the end, sports have existed from pretty much the dawn of time. Alright? Back in the day, people would rather watch wrestling than sports. That's how good it was. So why not try and get back to those levels? I am not too sure. So yeah, disappointing, absolutely, for them on that regard. But yeah, it's the worst rating for the 18 to 49 demographic, which is so important. Now, overall, it's not the worst rating of the year. That does belong to a SmackDown 2 weeks ago. But yeah, the worst 18 to 49 demographic rating of the year, guys. And what do you think of that? What do you think of that? Do you think that's groundbreaking? Are you surprised? I mean, I'm not really surprised because I think for the 18 to 49 to be the worst, that's your generation that probably knew about the results beforehand and maybe watched the European streams because we got it early, of course. So maybe that is the reasoning. Maybe that's the reason why less people tuned in on that demographic. But it is what it is. It's an 18 to 49 SmackDown. The numbers, regardless, whether next week, last week, 2 weeks ago, December, whatever you look at, the ratings aren't good. I mean, compared to what they were doing over Mania, they're plummeting. But you know, that's what happens when you don't have The Rock. That's what happens when you've got a Diddy champion in Cody Rhodes. That's what happens when you've got Poundland Light. Poundland Light? Bloodline Light, sorry. With Solo Sikoa trying to do his best fucking Silvio Dante impersonation. I mean, honestly, what's the guy? He's walking down the ring like he shat himself, just like Silvio. And he's wearing absolute jobber fucking attires. Is what it is. But anyway, guys, that's where we're going to leave this video down below. Until next time, leave your thoughts in there.